Good morning, students. Hope you're all doing fine. It's been a while since I had handled class for you. I was occupied with some official work, and now everything is done. You might have my classes regularly. Hope you remember the topics that we have covered till date. I'll be giving you a small multimedia assignment to each one of you from the beginning of the first topic in your cloud. So that announcement you may receive in a day or two. So go through the already handled topics, and you all have also received the study materials of the topics that I have covered till date. So hope you have gone through it and it's easy to understand for you all. So before moving on to today's topic, I want to give you an announcement. Hope you're all having a book, a paper and a pen with you. Listen to the lecture carefully and note down the topics, subtopics and important points that I mentioned in this lecture, and immediately after hearing to the lecture, scan your notes and upload it in the classroom. Okay? So write a brief summary of today's lecture in about 2000 words. You need to have 2000 words and not sentences. So listen to the lecture and then and there write your brief summary, and immediately after the lecture you upload it in the classroom. Okay? You need not again rewrite it neatly or in another paper. Just whatever you have written down, the class, listen to this lecture, just upload it. Okay. Let's move on to today's topic. Today we are going to see about cloud characteristics and measured service. So these two important topics. So in the beginning you have the already seen introduction to cloud computing. So we all know that it is an emerging style where you have a resource pool from where you can get applications and storage and networking, communications, etc. And these are hugely scalable. It can go up and down depending on the requirement of the client, and the best type of money or the amount is pay as you grow. Okay? And it's a very fast and cost effective way for the client to use the resources available in the client, and these resources are in a configurable manner, so that if you need more you can ask for it, you can get it, provision will be done for you, or if you need it really less also, you will get it immediately with minimum efforts. So mainly the cloud providers, they do not have a data center with them because they are into the business of providing services to the client. So this usually the data center is taken care by a third party, by another organization. And I've already told you about data center. It is a place where all the storage and communications and applications are stored there. Okay, so the data center may be present in the same location or in some other location also. It is not known to the client, so it is a location independent thing. And in the data center also you have lots of servers and telecommunication and storage system, along with environmental controls such as air conditioning and other security devices, and also of backup power supplies also. So let us see the 5 characteristics of cloud computing. The first characteristic is on-demand service. So when a client requires, he just demands for it and he gets it automatically. It is provisioned to the client. So you call that as on-demand service. And for provisioning also, another person need not be the intermediator to help with the provisioning. Everything is automated here. So without any human intervention or interaction, the service is given to you. It's like a self-service. You just request and you read all the services provided to you and you go for it, and it is automatically provisioned to you. The next one is the ubiquitous network access. The terminology ubiquitous is frequently used in computer science. I want you to look up for the definition of ubiquitous and then send to me. Okay, so comment me in the Google Classroom about the definition of ubiquitous. So we require a lot of network access in our business processing, and these network communications are given to us. So all the mechanisms are present in the cloud. Okay, and whatever platform we are using, maybe we may be using the cloud service by using our mobile or our laptop or anything. So automatically the access is given to the devices. Here you can see a diagram of cloud model. This diagram is taken from your textbook, prescribed textbook by Dr. Kumar Saurabh on cloud computing. So in this model you can see 3 different categories here: the various characteristics of cloud computing, the different service models, and deployment models. The service models you have as SaaS, PaaS and IaaS: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. And you have the various deployment models such as public, private and hybrid. I want you to know the definition of deployment also. So this is your second one, definition, which you have to look up and understand and comment in the Google Classroom. Right. So I'll be talking about these service models and deployment models more in the later classes. So here you have the various characteristics: network access, elasticity, that is the scalability of the cloud service up or down, service accounting, and then self-service, provisioning, self-service, everything automatically. You request, you get it. You need not have to communicate with some other person or mail to a company and then wait for the reply. Automatically it is self-service, you get it. And then you have the resource pooling. Okay. Location independent resource pooling, multi-tenant. We have already seen this term multi-tenant in the definition of cloud computing. So we do not, that is the client, do not know the location of the resource which he is subscribing for. Suppose I am subscribing for the storage, he doesn't know where all the storage servers are present. I am subscribing for some application, I do not know where it is present and which country or which part of the earth it's coming from. Okay, this was the condition initially, but nowadays you can also select among the different storages which you have, whether it's from Asian storage servers or whether it is from Europe or USA. Like that, you can also select from which part of the data center you require. That is present in nowadays. Okay, so now this is the multi-tenant model, meaning that you have a lot of multiple providers as well as multiple customers who are using this cloud computing service. Rapid elasticity. As I told you, it can scale out quickly and immediately it can provision you or allocate you the resources that you require. Okay, suppose it's a festival season, you will get all the memory that you need, the processing, the storage you need. Immediately it will be provisioned to you. Okay, like that. Rapid elasticity, it can scale up or scale down at any time. So these are the characteristics of cloud computing. The next one is about the measured service. Now, payment of using all these services is very, very important. So how do they account all these client usages? Okay, there should be some proper mechanism where they account all these services used by the client. So in cloud systems, automatically control is there and you can optimize the resource usage, and they are using a metering capability. How much you use, you pay for it. There's a metering capability and it records whatever service you're using. It could be the storage, bandwidth, etc. Okay, if you're subscribing for a particular resource, you're monitored and you're controlled, and then and there they provide you with the information about the service that you are utilizing. All the rates are standardized and everything is transparent and known to the user. And on top of it, you have the virtualization also, which will reduce the capital expenditure of the company. Standardization and virtualization is very, very important to reduce the infrastructure costs to meet the needs of the business. Next is about the cost factor. So here, since there is automatically provisioned to you, the labor cost or the training cost, the time spent of waiting to acquire the subscription, everything is reduced. So this gives a lot of flexibility to access the workloads without thinking about the time and the execution. And also you can use up those resources, those budget that you have allocated for other improvements in your company. There is a service management system which will provide you visibility, which will tell you how much you have accessed, and to ensure you get the proper delivery of the resources. There should always be a team who looks into whether all the resources are properly delivered to the customer or there is some problem in using those resources. So there's a delivery system there which will see to it. That self-service, we already seen that, plus the standardization, which will reduce the operational cost, which will reduce the time, and it will ensure better security. So the portal, the cloud computing, the portal or the application itself is a self-service portal. You can go through the list of services available, list of resources available, and in some cases or in many cases there are some agreements, high level service level agreements, SLAs. You're going to see this term more often also. So these agreements are required so that the client and the provider, they come into a common a memorandum of understanding, and they understand all the services and the subscription rates for the various resources. And virtualization is very, very important to stack up all our workloads and to reduce our capital requirements.